Hey guys, back again with another video for the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk all about dating, courting, but more specifically, right dating in a world gone wrong. Stay tuned, guys. As you can see, I have a beautiful guest on the channel tonight. But before we get into letting her introduce herself, I just would like to say, if you are new here, hi, my name is Christine and welcome to this channel. In this channel, we do faith-based contents, we do inspirational contents, we do couples video games, and we do videos to promote our beautiful island of St. Martin. And if you are coming back, we say welcome back. So, to my beautiful guests, we love to say here on the channel, who you for? Introduce yourself.
So my name is Olivia Hayward. Epos, I'm married to Congre, and a woman of God, the most powerful of everything. I represent on this earth the Word of God. And here, we're gonna have fun tonight.
Yes,
we're gonna
I'm
have
excited.
some fun tonight about courtship and dating.
Nice.
Okay,
so Olivia, we're gonna start off with dating. What is the difference between dating and courting? Because courting is like one of those old school words, like back in the days I used to hear my grandmother saying courting, but what is the difference between those two?
You see, really, it have a difference, huh? It have a difference because you heard back your grandparents in those days, they used to talk about courting because it was a different. Courting is more a godly way of doing it. Yes, it's more a godly way of doing it, meaning that the parents used to tell the guy who's in love with the daughter to come over. They could come over, but they have to be sitting to meet the parents, to be there with the parents and talk with the parents. The parents had to be involved in every move they make. They couldn't be alone.
Oh my God! So this is a serious thing.
Yes. They had to do it that way, and it was more a godly way of doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, more a godly way of doing it. And dating now was the opposite. Dating was the opposite of it. Dating now, you know this guy or you meet this girl, and now we just want to date, and anything could come out of it.
Okay.
And the parent don't need to know.
Okay.
They do it, wherever they want.
Private between both of them.
They would do it at school or go out, make their little dating wherever they want and stuff like that. But the parents would not be involved.
Okay.
You see, that's the difference. And they would go out and they would maybe date for a night. And then tomorrow they wouldn't be together again because
oftentimes
yes. And with the courtship now, it was different. It was a different mindset, preparation for marriage, and you have to hold off of sex and all this. It was different. The dating, it would have sex involved. It could be anything, but courtship, it would be more the godly perspective way of doing it.
The right way of doing it.
It's the right way of doing it. That's why the word we say just now when you said. It's the dating and courtship, everything went wrong. It went wrong, and all that setup is by the enemy because God wanted to be good, and He wanted to be a right way. And if you don't obey the way God wanted to be, then it would be wrong for you. Everything would go wrong. To have to be based on a godly perspective because He's the one who created us. And He gave us the 10 Commandments to live this way. And if you're not living this way, well, the outcome will not be good for you. It's disobedience would have, and then the outcome later on, you will know that if the person obey God or not. Because when you obey God, you will see your way, and the courtship and everything would come beautifully, successfully, and that walk you know. But that's how you know that something was wrongly done from the foundation. And the foundation is a courtship or dating.
Okay. Well, Olivia, I see, okay, from my point of view, I see in the beginning, okay, you have a couple, they start out dating. And then it leads up to the courting, meet the parents. And then now it leads on to the road down to marriage. But oftentimes, Olivia, I see couples stuck in the dating season for years. For years, because a lot of parents do not know who their daughter is dating, who their son is dating. But I see it as a way to level up the relationship. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because you see, relationship, you have to get to know the person, and normally I'm talking about courtship mostly, because courtship is not the sexual part, it's more a social relationship. So you get to know the person, you build relationship, you get to know really who they are and what they like and what they don't like, and it's there where you build your relationship and to really know if this is the person you want for your future mate.
Yes.
And you go out with that and you get to know the person and you become friends. You have to be friends first, you know, friends. You have to build a foundation on a friendship. And then the person know you very well, what you like, what you don't like, and then after that, then they will say, you know, this is the person that I really want in my life, or you know, and everything with it is prayer. You have to pray. You have to pray to see if this is the right person for you, because a lot of people been married to the wrong man or the wrong woman because they did not pray. And how you're going to pray for that. I'm talking to the people now who believe in God, who's the believers or the followers of Christ. But I say that for everyone, because everyone should follow Christ, because we are created to follow Christ, and He's the one know what's good for us. And if we don't do it His way, mean obeying His word, then things will fall apart. And that's why the world is suffering with the pandemic of bad relationship, suffering, broke-hearted, depression, all that because of following your own desires.
It's true. It's true. Oftentimes that happens.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the title now, Olivia. Right dating. For you, give us your own words. What is right dating?
Right dating for me, I put it here. I have it right here. Dating is a modern day relationship trend and stage where the couple meet socially or regularly to see if they stand and a chance to be around each other.
Can you repeat that? Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Dating is a modern day relationship, so it's modern. It's the modern day. You see, just now we saying curtains is like the old fashioned way or what. So now dating is the modern day relationship trend, a stage where the couple met socially or regularly to see if they stand a chance to be around each other.
Oh my gosh, wow. Wow. That word around each other, that means a lot. It comes back to what you say about friendship. If you build a friendship with the person that you're dating, you know, your friend, you always like to be around your friend. If something happened, that is the first person you call, that's the first person you run to. It's coming back to that friendship.
That's right.
Being able to be around that person, that's a strong term.
That's right. Because sorry, that person you have to have how to say it, really trust that person, and that person know you, if know everything about you, meaning if you love this perfume, if you love that color, anything, all the little details, that person will build to know, you know you.
That's true.
Know you. So now You see, when you're young, and that's why we, as parents, we have to parent our children all that way. As teenagers coming up, you have to lay that down, the precept, the godly precept. As Christian moms, we have to do it. And we have to let them know this is the way to go about it. Now, children, they could mess up. But what happened? God will see that you do it the right way. And if they mess up, well, they mess up. But you have to do your job. You know, when you do it, you see it's well done. When the child go out and do it a different way, then, you know, you can't be, you can't say I didn't do my job or whatever, you know. And then the child will always learn from their mistake. You see, that's another thing, because you see, we hold them hostage, and then we return back on ourselves. Sometimes we do things worse than even our kids. So, you know, we have to have compassion and love, so correct them with love, and show them that this is not the way to go, you know, with whatever we want to correct them with, because the consequences after is really tough and hard, harsh. And we self as a parents, we will suffer also. Because when we kids suffer, we children suffer, we suffer also.
Exactly.
You see? So we make them understand that first, and love them. Be friends with your children. You have to be friends with them, because if you're not friends with them, they will take up the wrong friends. And we is their first love, the first one that they see. We nurture them. We give them everything that they want, what they need, and love and care and everything. We're there for them. And we're the first one to show them love, talk to them, and everything. Because another thing, God gives children to us. We are the heritage of God, and He gives us to us to take good care of them. So if we don't take care of them, we're responsible for what's going on in our house. The children is not ours, they're God's own. Okay? And it's like He gave them to us, and He say, here, now you have this child, you have this daughter, you have this son. Take care of them, you know, because He looking now how you're carrying out. You know, you work with them, what you have to do with them as people, as Christian parents. Okay?
And also what I would like to add to that, Olivia, is actions speak louder than words.
That's right.
It is said that children are like sponges.
Yes.
So it's up to us now, the mothers, the fathers, the aunts, the uncles, the godparents, to show example.
That's right.
Because remember, children are like sponges.
That's right.
They're observing you, they're watching you. My children, sometimes when they talk, I hear myself in them, because they're repeating what I'm saying, you know. They right there lingering, observing and sucking in everything that you're portraying to them.
That's right.
So that's my little add to it. But Olivia, what I want to find out, so we talk about the right way of dating.
Yes.
Now let's see the wrong way of dating. For you, what is the wrong way of dating?
The wrong way of dating already, for me, your family, your parents have to be involved. Because you see, a lot of things, maybe not in our homeland, but the bigger countries and stuff like that, you see children would hide the dating and stuff like that, and then it could be a danger. You don't know who the child is dating. You don't know where your child is at. The child fear of the mom, fear of the dad, because you don't have a loving relationship to tell the child that if you know you go and you do this, mommy love you still, but I want you to share it with me, tell me. And if you're always, you know, behind the child and you know, quarreling and telling them wrong words and stuff like that, they would be ashamed to tell you certain things. And you know, and then they will tell it to the wrong person, their friends, who would maybe encourage them the wrong way, because they self is a child and they were not able to give them advice as a big person. You see, and then that would ruin the child. The child could end up being killed. You see, gone with someone who's a killer or whatever, and they will take advantage of that child and everything. So the first thing, we as parent, I'm not talking about believer alone, parent your child in the right way. Talk to your child, don't quarrel with the child. When you quarrel with the child and tell it hurtful word, it hurt the child, and the child don't want to tell you anything what's going on in his life. because they know you're going to cuss them out, you're going to tell them some rude words and bring them down and reject them, and that going to just mess them up, and you don't want that for your child, because when you mess them up and you reject them, then you now have to go to repair that, and sometimes you don't get to repair it. Okay, so it's the wrong way. It's the child now would go out looking for love because you rejected me. You're not showing me the right love. I cannot speak to you and tell you what's going on in my little teenage life, because at that age, children, they're really sensitive, because they're learning to know themselves. They just come out of childhood and they get in teenage, and they're trying to learn who I am, and then they're hearing all this cussing and telling them, bringing them down and stuff like that. So a lot of teenage, sometimes that's how they destroy their own life, and they go out the wrong way because the parents ain't telling them what to do the right way, and they would get pregnant at a young age and all these different things, and then they will see them have a boyfriend today, and then they change, they have another one tomorrow because they didn't have the right guidance. You see, so that would take it to the wrong way, the wrong way of dating.
I love that, and that is so true. Yeah. Another question, Olivia: at what age is a perfect age for you to start dating, courting? What age is a perfect age?
Wow. Courting or dating, children, to have young people who date and court for maybe 15, 16, and 17. But the main thing is you got to keep it on a social base.
Okay. Social.
Get to know the person and grow with them as friends. And then to that, after you get a certain age, then no, because remember you courtship, and you could courtship for a long time. And for me, definitely as a woman today, I see it still different. And I mean, it would be harsh for some people, or children, or young people. I believe to have a certain age, you're going to school, and I don't believe you were designed too young to fall in love or get into, because you were not able to govern that the way you're supposed to govern it, because you're too young for that. You see, and I don't think your body was designed to go into all these, sexual active, and for a young person, it was designed for a married couple, and a man and a woman, not a child. You understand? And a child cannot bring forth a child, because then who will feed it? Your mother, you're giving extra child, extra work for your parent. You have to wait, and if the child go and do anything at that sort before time, I believe they will have to protect themselves, from having babies or whatever and stuff like that. I saying it for protection, because for me as a woman of God, I always tell people try to hold themselves, try to keep themselves, and to have people who does it. Don't tell me it can be done. I know it can be done because people did it, and they have a lot of testimony how people would say how they kept themselves till they meet this guy, they meet the husband to be or whatever, and it was successful. A life like that would be successful because you're doing it God way. Anything you do God way, it will be successful.
Amen. Yeah? That is so true. I have another hard question for you. You see, I'm coming to you with the questions. How do you feel about during the courting season, the parents do not like either the girl or the guy? How do you feel about that? Because it have some parents they does not approve. They does not approve. Probably they have their own reasons. But how do you feel when the two couples, they want to make it work, but the parents does not approve?
Yeah, that I will say, what is the reason that the parent will not approve each of them, one, the girl or the boy. Or if it's color, I disagree with it.
I love that. I love it.
If it's looks, I disagree with it. And they will say you still have to have some attraction. Okay, I believe so, because I myself, if I don't have some attraction, I would not be with my husband today. You know, you need to have some attraction. But I don't like people who would say, oh, I don't like the looks. His eyes is too big, his nose is too this.
Because there's parents.
Yes, I know that really.
He's
and
white, he's black.
White, he's black.
He's Hispanic, you know.
They come with all that discrimination. I disagree, because you see, that person could have a very good heart. And the person who you look at, a lot of people look at men or women, they say, oh, she's beautiful, look at her hair, look at her this, look at her nose, look at her height, and all these things, you know, and they're so vain, they're all in vain. You have to look at the heart, and the heart will speak for itself. Listen how the person treats you, treat his mom, treat his family all around,
his sisters and family, his family.
Look at that. And when you see that, then you will be, you say, that's a good person, that's a good person. Because what's inside will show up outside. It will be manifested. So if you see someone loving their mother, not cussing out the mom, the dad, and the sisters, and treating them right, you know that's a good person to go with. Not because his nose look good, his mouth beautiful, he handsome, the abs and the height and all that. That's nonsense. And like I say again, everybody have their choice. You know, for loving a man or a woman, this type, I want this type of man, I want that type of man. But most likely, look at the heart. He could be handsome and he have a beautiful heart. He could be not handsome and have a beautiful heart. And it can be the opposite also. So we have to look at the heart. Look at the heart. What coming out of the heart, you know? And that the parents should stand on, because they cannot tell the girl or the boy, don't go with this so-and-so person. Because of what? Because tomorrow when they get together and they live together, you will not be there with them.
That's true. So true.
You have your husband, you choose him. Don't choose your daughter mate, because she's the one who's going to live with him. And tomorrow, if it didn't work out, she will not say it's because of you. Leave her have her free choice. Make her free choice. That's it.
I was about to ask you for my last question. What advice do you recommend someone? But you just answered there. What's a heart? Other than the heart, what other advice would you recommend someone that is courting another person? What other advice?
I would say to ask question. Ask a lot of question.
I love that.
You have to ask question. Ask the person.
Don't be afraid to ask
what they want in life. And how is their relationship with their parents? Like I said just now, the first thing, ask them, how is your relationship with your father or with your mother? And everything, what you like, what you don't like, and all these questions you have to ask. Because you can't wait till you fall in love. Sorry. Sorry, I want to drink a little bit.
Water break.
And that's why you have to talk to your children. You got to leave them know, because they're young and they want to know really what they have to do, what they don't have to do. And you're the one to tell them, but you got to tell them with love, and you have to tell them, you have to make friendship with your children. Because if you don't have friendship, they will go out there and they will get the wrong message, and they will do the wrong things. So this is your children. The same way you feed them, the same way you clothe them, the same way they guide them for school and all these different things, you must guide them for all the rest, everything else. But everything you do it with love. Because when you do it with love, they will love you and they will want to tell you everything. They will call you, Mommy, I love this boy. I love this girl. And Mommy this and Mommy that. Daddy. And they'll be jumping on Daddy and Mommy. And they will be so, because you see, Mommy and Daddy will open to them to receive and to talk to them and say, well, me and Daddy, we Mommy, when we get in love, we do this and we do that. And the child will come back. As you practice that, doing that to them, they will practice and bring it back to you. So if they're going wrong, you will know and you will able to say, no, don't go that way. But if you're hiding and you're cussing them out and don't do this and don't, everything is don't, let me tell you, they're going to get in a corner with some feeling and they're going to do. You see? So we have to be careful with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, because this is a situation that happens quite often, sex before marriage?
Sex before marriage is out of question. That's one, when we say that dating and all of that, you see, they date from a young age and that could mess up their whole life after. Because we wasn't designed. We got to think on, we was not designed for that. God designed marriage for a couple. He said, when me leave our father, our parent, mother, dad, we will join together. He didn't talk about boyfriend and girlfriend. He talked about courting, and courting is more on a social base, no sex. No sex. If you have sex before marriage, it could make that person that you had sex with, you could marry it, but you would never be happy because that sin that you did, that God obey you not to do it, and you went and you do it. So you open doors for the enemy to come in your life. That's an access, that's another topic, but it's an access for demons to follow you. They will come in your life and live in your life and ruin your life. And it's not so for everyone. But the Word of God tells us that sex outside of marriage is not of God. And if it's not of God, it's of the devil. So that means he have access to stand in your life, live in your life, and you just have misery. And one day, at a point, you will see that relationship will not work good. You would have different, because then you make children out of wedlock too. The children you was not married, then those children would carry out this curse. The main thing is, if you don't obey God, it will not be a blessing on your life. Because when you obey God, you will be blessed. And if you don't obey God, then anything could happen. You could open the doors to any and everything. This is something, maybe I would take another day, another topic on it, how it would influence evil spirits. You have a bad relationship, and one day that relationship would end up. Either the man would be seeing other women, or the woman would be seeing other man, because what happens, the spiritual world, the enemy will come in and live in this life, and then this life will not be a good life. It would not be a godly life. It would not be a right life to live, and then to just be suffering, because the foundation would build wrong. They didn't build on the principle of God. Everything was built on the principle of God. I mean, the Word of God is true and it will last. If you have your wife, you stick to your wife. Things is not going good, well, you know what to do. You get counseling, because God hates divorce. So you get counseling. You forgive each other, and you do all kind of things to make that work. Because we who preaching, we have to be an example to the world. So love your wife until the end. Okay?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I am full with all of this knowledge. Wow, thank you so much, Olivia. Wow. Today I now know the difference between dating and courting. Courting is the way to go, guys. This is the way of the Lord. This is doing it from A to Z, just the way how God wants us to do it. I really and truly believe dating can lead up to courting, and you don't know courting leads up to the beautiful road of marriage.
That's right.
So thank you so much, Olivia. Any last words before we leave?
Well, I'm gonna say to the parents, I getting ready to launch an event that I will have children. I will be talking about courtship and dating from the 5th grade, meaning CM2, from the children from the age of 11 years old, because at that age they're going to CZM, and as I work at the school and being for 15 years, with the kids and being with them and stuff like that, I see the transformation. And when they reach in CM2, like going to CZM, they're going to the college, a big change. So you need to talk to them from 11. And I want to, share that with the children, that some mom would not able, they didn't get it, because this is another problem. Some mom, you hear the children came to me and said, my mother never tell me about period, about sex, about all these things. So give me the chance to do that. So, and I have other women who will be there also to help, and men also to help to get that done for you and for the children who need of it, and with no cost.
Oh my God.
No cost, because with God is no cost. He said freely give, freely receive. And I want to do it with a good heart, a great heart, to be beneficial for those who are in need. Because when you put cost on any information like that, they have children who are being left out because the mom don't have the money, the resource of the finance to give to that child, to have that child get this information. So you want it to be wide open, that every child could get that knowledge. Okay, so it's gonna be on the radio also. I may come back here and say we're gonna be that, be held when the date and everything. But I have children already on the waiting list. Yes.
So guys, if you are in St. Martin, key on the front side or on the that side, I'll make sure leave all of Olivia's information down in the description box below. That way you guys can contact her. As she said that it is free, it is a free event. This is a blessing, because I think there's not a lot of these things going down, and these things are necessary.
That's right.
These things are necessary. As you say, you work in the school, you're seeing the changements in their attitude, in their bodies, So this is a blessing, guys. So just take advantage of this opportunity. And Olivia, thank you so much for coming on the channel. You did a wonderful job, and for sure this will not be her last. She will be coming back soon. And Olivia, here on the channel, we love to say, live, laugh, love, but above all, live, guys. Bye.
Yes, bye.